at Perth Rectangular Stadium with Chinese Taipei against the Philippines. Two teams in Australia's group before they can harbour ambitions of a monumental upset. Mechanics of how the group works means that a draw could be a near fatal result unless they were to get something off the Matildas later on. Good to see fans of both teams making their way in. The Philippines featured and actually won a game at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. Chinese Taipei fell agonisingly short in qualifying, where they were knocked out by Paraguay in the Intercontinental Playoff. There are the two teams in the tunnel. Looks as though Chinese Taipei, as the nominated home team, get their home kit as well, and the Philippines will be playing in their lighter away kit for this one. Of course, plenty of Australian connections, be it A-League women's players or, of course, the Australians in the coaching staff for this Philippines team. So if you are looking for a barracking interest in this one, the Philippines has certainly been a team that Australia has taken under its wing over the last couple of years. And so this match is the first, of course, in a double-header today. The Matildas coming up at 7 p.m. local time, or 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings time, against Iran, a match where they are expected to win and win well. Although you'd have to say that's the case in all three of these group games that they'll be playing, and that they will advance to the very last round of qualifying, a two-legged playoff against an opponent to be determined by three group games across three different groups. Great to see the flag bearers coming out onto the pitch, a moment that any of these youngsters won't forget. And of course, with a sellout later tonight, we will expect a very decent attendance to be rolling in throughout the course of the afternoon. There is a little bit of a gap between this game and Australia's game later, but as the workday ends in Perth, you would expect plenty of eager fans making their way into the Perth Rectangular Stadium, especially given there's a game on to welcome them into the venue. Here they are, the two teams. Will one of these two still find a way into the Final Four in AFC Women's Olympic qualifying? A win today would be absolutely vital to setting up that sort of an opportunity. And so as the teams line up, we will hear the Olympic Committee anthem of Chinese Taipei and then the Philippines national anthem.
To begin today's match, Football Australia would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation, and pay our respects to elders past and present. We would also like to acknowledge all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander elders, for they hold the memories, the traditions, the culture and the hopes of the Aboriginals and Torres Strait Islander Australia. We recognise the contribution of the Whadjuk people have made and continue to make to our culture and in our community.
We now invite everyone who is able to be upstanding for the anthem of Chinese Taipei Olympic Committee. We now ask for those who are able to remain standing for the national anthem of Philippines.
Mark Torcaso, the Melbourne man who also coaches Western United in the Liberty A-League. He's already had one tournament in charge at the Asian Games, made the quarterfinals there. And of course, we'll be looking forward to taking on his home nation, Australia, in the second group game. That'll be played at Optus Stadium. But right now, the focus is on a game that both teams will feel they must win if they want to be the best second-place team out of Group A. We're underway with Chinese Taipei taking on the Philippines in Perth. 3 precious points on offer, and both sides, you'd think, would realistically be harbouring ambitions to be the best second-place team after 3 group games are completed across 3 different groups. Pick up 6 points from 6, and it's a distinct possibility regardless of how one-sided it might end up being against the Matildas. Speaking of Matildas, Angie Beard, 3 caps for the Australian national team before switching allegiances, making that one-time switch due to the parentage on her mother's side. And immediately it's the Philippines looking to force the issue and get things started here. I mentioned that Chinese Taipei had a great record. It was 4-2 in Olympic qualifying to go to the Tokyo Games. And it was incredibly 5-0 later in 2020 when the teams met, but a 1-1 draw the score in India in that 2022 Asian Cup, and then the Philippines getting the better of a penalty shootout. So it would suggest the gap is closing. That's Ting Chi being marked by Angie Beard, who at the World Cup seemed to be given the task of marking the opponent's best player, even if it meant a roaming role to various positions on the pitch. Serena Bolden will challenge in the air here, and the Philippines now. Tanay Anis. Guiu not able to get to the ball. Half-hearted shouts for a handball there and cleared away. Egersvik. So it's been a busy first 2 minutes from the Philippines here, forcing the issue in their attacking half. Jessica Cowett, who calls this venue home for the Perth Glory now, actually enjoyed a win here for Perth at the weekend. It's Bolden with a cross in. Oh, and a late run, nearly from Anis, but held on to by the goalkeeper, Cheng Su-Yu. A little bit casual. Tanay Anis arriving just a moment too late to interrupt the goalie. Yes, Perth Glory beat the Newcastle Jets, and women's football in WA is having a resurgence because the Glory are 2 wins from 2, having not conceded a goal so far. And they have a distinct Philippine flavour to their side this season as well. Alex Apakis, the head coach, was one of the assistants to Alan Stajic at the Women's World Cup, doing team analysis and scouting. Mark Torcaso, who has Andrew Durante among his assistant coaches in the brains trust of the Philippines team. It's a finger injury, hopefully not a dislocation. It looks a little bit painful for Jessica Cowett. I think it is cosmetic, just a bit of bleeding rather than anything more serious, but it's going to require some strapping here.
Serena, stay connected, come over.
So temporarily down to 10 players, and it looks as though there's going to be a reshuffle while some running repairs take place. Dominic Randall able to win a throw-in on the right side. Bolden attempting to flick the ball on, dispossessed by Jolie Ping. Chen Yinghui thinking about a long ball. Che, misdirected pass. Randall didn't like any of the options down the line. Heard the shout from McDaniel. Now Chinese Taipei get a chance to press, and they're going to force a turnover, albeit a brief one. Battle ensues. Eggersvik not able to keep possession. Lanyu Che caught. Now Eggersvik gets a chance, turning out of trouble. Randall, and that's well worked by the Philippines. We run into an offside position, so the ball's going sideways rather than forwards. Angie Beard. Jessica Cowett back on the pitch, so 11 versus 11 restored. Eggersvik being given plenty of space to spray the ball out to the left. You can see how close together the midfield and defensive lines are. Chinese Taipei trying to keep a reasonably high defensive line, all things considered. Now the counter-attack is going to have to break its speed to be meaningful. That pass would have required extreme precision to find a way through from Ting Chi. And a misplaced pass there from Cowett is going to invite the pressure on, and now perhaps the best chance so far for Chinese Taipei as they probe through the left. Lin Xin Hui able to turn the ball back out to the flank. Perhaps now some territorial dominance. Zhou Li Ping's pass repelled away. Chen Ying Hui telegraphed where the ball was going, but the Philippines can't win it back just yet. Chen Ying Hui to the very urgent encouragement of Chan Hu Ming on the bench. And eventually the attack comes unstuck. So they only briefly enjoyed a spell of the territorial upper hand there, Chinese Taipei. Rather than actually commit forward, they seemed happier to go back and retain the ball rather than try to actually press the Philippines. And Angie Beard won't be happy with that miscontrol, which gives possession straight back. A little bit overzealous in the challenge here is Reina Bonta giving away the free kick. As we take another look here at how the ball was protected by Su Yi Yun. So Chinese Taipei slowly but surely growing into the contest now. Pass is not quite going to hold up perfectly, but it is retrieved right against the byline and allowed Angie Beard to come in and make a contest against Wu Kai Ching. Little 1-2 here, but they can't make it a 1-2-3. See possession stats early. Chinese Taipei have clawed it back to almost 60-40. How readily will they drop back and defend here? The press not quite on this time. Allowing the Philippines safe passage up into the middle third. Precise pass right into a den of Chinese Taipei players, and the numbers do win out. Cowett with a clever little back heel, too clever though to find a teammate. Despite the rather heavy bandaging, Zhou Li Ping moving just fine. I wonder if that's a 90-minute arrangement, though, given the sheer size of it, encompassing so much of her right leg. McDaniel, first-time clearance, just a little chip wedge that misses Angie Beard, and is going to fall kindly now for Chinese Taipei. Wu Kai Ching. Chen Yinghui. Beard makes the challenge, wins the ball. Annis with it all to do, being closed down by the backtracking midfielder, and so Chinese Taipei take over once again. Good work by Ting Chi. See the shadows just starting to creep across the ground. It's 4:10 p.m. local time in Perth. Strong work by Angie Beard, and the Philippines prevail. Randall. And it's the pass in the midfield third as soon as the Philippines are facing forward, which is now starting to become a bit of an issue. So they're going to probe the left here and hope for the speed of Guiyu to prevail. The challenge comes in, referee right on the scene, says it's legal, the ball spills, and the attack continues. Bolden, first time we've seen her on the left side. Serena Bolden slides it low, edge of the box, and now Bolden follows up the keeper with a little fumble, but ultimately no one following in. And Katrina Guiyu, well, threw herself around there, but the referee wasn't interested in a foul nor a penalty with either of those challenges. And some elevated heart rates now in the Chinese Taipei defence. Katrina Guiyu, who, like Angie Beard, is playing her club football in Sweden, might be involved as a combo here. Beard looks away from the penalty box, though. Coward with space to drive now, looking to lift the tempo here. Pops the ball out to the left. Angie Beard's made a promising run. Guiyu on the underlap. Beard ignores that. You see, riding the tackle, doesn't want to go to ground. And they're not quite on the same page there. Tanae Annis with the flick on to where she thought Guiyu was going to be making the run. Let's have another look here at the half penalty shout, half chance. And the follow-up from Serena Bolden, which the goalkeeper had the angles covered. Into we watch Bolden take over again. It's going to be attracting attention wherever she goes. Scored in the World Cup, scored against Japan, albeit in the 8-1 defeat at the Asian Games. And that's great battling work from Randall, and the Philippines now have numbers breaking ahead of the ball. Randall attempted the cross, and that's great one-on-one defending by Zhou Li Ping to stop the ball from arriving in the penalty area. Bolden receives the throw. Randall's tumbling cross. Not quite dealt with by the defence. Eggersvik. And an important header there from Ling Chung Ying. Out for a corner kick first of the game. And you can see the wind has picked up and is favouring the end that the Philippines are attacking. Discussion there for Eggersvik, who took that attempted long shot. 5 international goals from 28 caps for the midfielder, so is a semi-regular contributor to the scoring. Meryl Serrano to take the corner kick. And a little bit too much crowding and push and shove for the referee's liking here at the near post. You don't see that too often. The talking to coming from a distance rather. There we go, the players have been summoned in. I was going to say, you don't see the referee give the talking to from a distance. They normally like to invite in the perceived troublemakers and just lay down the law, and here we go. Ting Chi Ying, the defender, having to be careful marking Katrina Guiyu. So, corner kick, first of the game. Can the Philippines capitalise? after quite the wait. Serrano to swing it in. Still lots of pushing and shoving going on. The parry and then fired over. Oh, there was late contact there as well. Hallie Long might well have been within her rights to ask for a penalty had that shot hit the target. As we see here, probably should have hit the target. She was reaching over the ball and then just gets wiped out as the defence arrived late. Not the most convincing piece of goalkeeping. Tough technique for Long, and then the pile up there has left her sore. And the trainer is out here to tend to the Chinese Taipei defender who did the collapsing Zhou Li Ping. You can see there the goalkeeper Cheng Su-yu still not thrilled with the physical attention that she was receiving in defending that corner, but certainly not a sure-handed moment for the goalie. And so we're almost 16 minutes in, with the Philippines largely having had the better of possession territory and now the chances to score. Just the two shots so far. Can they manufacture another here? The goalkeeper's out in style. Vital to deny Serena Bolden, who's been clattered here. And Cheng Su-yu bravely went in at the feet of the Philippines' star attacker to clear the ball away. Let's take another look. Egersvik with a little touch on. And feet first goalkeeping and a good save. But they are feeling the pressure now. Bolden is back up and running. In comes the throw. Anis coughs up possession. And Randall with a foul on the way out, allowing Chinese Taipei to break this Filipina spell. Off comes the boot. We're going to be spending some time here waiting for play to restart. Let's have another look at how Lan Yuche was able to clear the ball, and as soon as the hand went over the shoulder, free kick time. Dominic Randall, 28 years old, playing in Iceland at the moment. So Chinese Taipei looking for a bit of a response here to the Philippines having a good little 10-minute spell. Tumbling clearance, and the referee eagle-eyed on a handball there, committed by Lin Sin Hui. Coward increasingly starting to take the game on from centre-back. Floating ball, Bolden leaning into it. Anis following up. Saw a gap at the bottom left corner, but not able to hit it. And so the goalkeeper, Cheng Su-yu, is able to watch it wide. Direct play from the Philippines on that occasion. There was definitely an opportunity to exploit, but it wasn't the most cleanly struck shot. However, the Philippines stay on the attack here. Bolden in a 1-on-2 down in the corner. Has support in the form of Egersvik. Lifts in the cross. And so often it's Serena Bolden that is the aerial specialist that's able to jump up and challenge the goalkeeper for headers versus the gloves, but on that occasion was stuck out on the wing. Calm defending at the back there from Hallie Long. It's going to be pressured here though, and the pass has to be precise. Well worked by Bonta. Now an open player in Angie Beard. Brings the ball under control and away she goes. Angie Beard driving forward. The pass is on now. Fortunately, the defence closed ranks, and counter on counter here. This might suit Chinese Taipei. A little overhit the pass. High degree of difficulty for Lin Xin-hui to run that down. The goalkeeper always had the advantage. So 20 minutes ticked by, scoreless. But no shortage of intent from the Philippines at least. From the centre of defence, Cowett, long ball, tumbling just outside the area, and that required preventative defending at the last there from Chen Yinghui. Cheng Su-yu is a goalkeeper that so far, through 20 minutes at least, has shown a spirit of adventure coming out of her line. That can prove hair-raising for defenders at times, though. Angie Beard's throw, flick headed by Bolden. Now the follow-up from Bonta. Guiyu is there. Angie Beard on the right foot this time. Conceding ground, back to Cowett. Long. Players having to be strong in one-on-ones, but holding their own. Back where it started with Long. Now Randall. Every possession being challenged at the moment by Chinese Taipei, but they just can't win the ball back. Can the Philippines find more loose players? That pass right into a contest. Now Chinese Taipei can go, only briefly. Long is there, slicing away. Randall, Eggersvik, flat-footed. Philippines front trio happy to stand off for the moment. That allows the long ball to come in. Guiyu. Annis. Now Beard. McDaniel's long ball. Serena Bolden will chase it on the bounce. And now we'll have a quick head check for what's going on in the middle here. Defenders to deal with. And ultimately, one defender too many. Lan Yu-che coming across to clear the ball. Eggersvik. Now Serrano. Cowett. Angie Beard wide on the left. Able to get the better of her marker. Crossing it into the box. Knocked down by Annis. Not away just yet. Hopeful left-footed probe. Just a drifter in the end from Randall. And comfortably held onto by Cheng Su-yu. Randall, one international goal in her 28 caps. So not a total stranger to scoring. Actually came in Australia at Wanderers Football Park against Fiji in a friendly. So other side of the country, but at least Dominic Randall has got a goal in Australia at a neutral venue, just like today. Ball over the top. Can Chinese Taipei get something going? Randall showing us her defensive capabilities at the other end. A little bit of a hot potato, though, for McDaniel, but not a good first touch. And so that allows the Philippines to come in and retrieve the ball. Annis. Header on Bolden, caught behind the marker on that occasion, Ling Chung-ying. Serrano plays the ball back to Cowett. Now Jessica Cowett, as we've seen in this first half, is allowed to drift right to the edge of the attacking third. And then it's that next pass, which is oh so important to try and find a gap or get a player who can advance the ball even further. I mentioned that Cowett's at Perth Glory and they haven't conceded a goal so far. Andrew Durante, you saw there next to Mark Torcaso, centre back by trade himself. No stranger to clean sheets and keeping opponents out. Bong with the attempted a slide tackle, no foul, play continues. Bolden trying to turn it around the corner for Anis, and it's been intercepted. Lin Chung-Ying, the captain, increasingly becoming called upon to stop these Philippines attacks. More physical defending there. And again, they are repelled, but getting absolutely nothing going in the middle third here, Chinese Taipei. And it's allowing the Philippines to win the ball back quite high up the pitch. They'll get a throw in here, and that's just winded Wu Kai Ching, who was the player that blocked it out. Here's another look at that pass from Angie Beard. Pretty forcefully hit, and if it catches you in the wrong spot, right on the diaphragm there, it's absolutely taking the wind out of the lungs of Wu Kai Ching. Still sucking in the big ones, but able to find her feet and get back out in the thick of it. And right now it's a bit of backs to the wall defending here for Chinese Taipei, just absorbing at the moment. The Philippines would love to capitalise and break the deadlock here, given their current control of general play. Especially because the counter-attack is where they might be most vulnerable. Chinese Taipei, a rare forward foray. You can hear they've got some very vocal support urging them to do more attacking. Short-lived as it may be. Now it's the Philippines' turn. Serena Bolden holding off the challenges. Advantage was given. And the referee, well, is that two bites the apple, or is that good reffing, you be the judge, to allow the free kick to come back? Asuka Koizumi, the referee. So there's the initial foul, which was whistled advantage. And then Bolden continues on and misdirects that pass, but fortunately for the Philippines, at least, they get another chance here to drift one into the box. Serena Bolden will loom as the most dangerous presence here on the end of any free kick, and she's actually shoved over off the ball. Referee saw nothing of the wrestle. Play continues. Tumbling into the area, Guiyu buzzing around as she is wont to do, and even though Lin Chung-Ying went to ground, Guiyu couldn't capitalise. Zhou Ping. And now out of defence, only briefly, Chinese Taipei, Eggersvik. Cowett. Angie Beard. Cowett's pass, Anis, difficult to control, flicking it on by any means necessary. Eggersvik, a deft touch, Anis, and now Serrano. The shouts of her teammates to get it moving into the box, and Chinese Taipei are able to repel. Su Yuswan. You see Guiyu backtracking, creating a 2-on-1 and winning the ball. Nicely done by Guiyu. Eggersvik. See the shot count there, 5-0. Serrano keeps the ball moving. Randall, the right-sided defender, advancing up the pitch more and more. Here's Bolden. Serena Bolden able to turn and face. Red alert here for Chinese Taipei, but the shot was blocked away. Body's getting in the way of Reina Bonta there, right at the point of impact. Long, clever little back heel, not able to connect with Angie Beard. Guiyu battling for possession. And the Philippines had surrounded the ball there and able to win the ball. Starting to see a few more green and gold shirts making their way into the Perth Rectangular Stadium. Here's Bolden shooting from distance, blocked immediately. Guiyu, and too much on that pass. Angie Beard pulls up, knowing it was going to run out. But half an hour, of which the vast majority has been Philippines on top. Slowly but surely, it feels like they are closing in on an opening goal. Katrina Guiyu there, 29 years old now. American-born, went to college in North Carolina. Not the famous UMC, but instead the North Carolina Wilmington Seahawks instead. He's played in Sweden from 2019 to present for a couple of different teams. He's been more or less ever present since making her international debut in 2022, because today's cap number 29 for her, so has already racked them up in quick fashion. Attempted through ball here is dealt with by Long. Beard surveying the long options and ultimately opts to go backwards instead.
Have a look at it.
Zhu Liping intercepted. Long slides on. Serena Bolden has got the chance here into the middle for Guiyu. If it's onside, it's not. The flag's up. Yeah, to the naked eye, it looked a little sus. And the referee agrees. Assistant referee over on the outer side is Chodin Shering of Bhutan. Maybe one pass too many. Maybe Bolden had to go for the finish, and I think Guiyu knew there as soon as the ball was played that it was an easy call. It doesn't matter if you're refereeing high in the Himalayas in Bhutan, you know that's offside. It's fantastic that the AFC have gone to one of the lowest ranked nations in the FIFA rankings in Bhutan to have the referees developing at a tournament of this stature, Olympic qualifying. If anything, a bit of just a lack of communication or a lack of discipline from the Philippines there to be so far offside on what was a golden opportunity. Maybe just the excitement of breaking to Wood's goal was a little bit too hard to resist, because with better execution, that really should have been a 1-0 lead and a culmination of 35 minutes of work where they have been very much on top in the game. Ball knocked on here by Anis, but Bolden just caught behind Ling Chung Ying. Randall beaten to the ball. Now Long, this time a collision, and they're coming together, but nothing untoward. Ting Chi knocked out of the way. Still pressing from the front, though. Is this Chinese Taipei's chance to score against the run of play? Plenty of numbers forward, but first thought is to pass backwards. Cheng Ying Hui. Neat turn. Now Lin Sin Hui with the ball across, and Chinese Taipei had a great chance. Ting Chi couldn't hit the target, but that is one of the best chances of the game so far, and that is why Chinese Taipei need to be taken seriously. They might have been on the back foot for a lot of this contest. You could very reasonably make an argument there that they should have taken the lead. A smattering of fans are finding some voice. They know that that's what the team is capable of when they start connecting passes in the attacking half of the pitch. And the Philippines, with 10 minutes until halftime, find themselves on notice. But it's not simply going to be one-way traffic. Bolden. Eggersvik. Crossfield ball from Long, intercepted. Guiyu. Eggersvik. Riding every kick of the ball from the bench, but his defence is able to prevail on this occasion. Tumbling clearance here. Good touch initially from Wu Kai Ching, but then the ball is coughed up. Bonta. Bolden. Gets a second chance in possession, allowed to wheel around. Just an underhit ball though. Randall's got to go. Does well to protect it initially, but then yields possession. Ting Chi coming away. Oh, and can't find the pass. Ting Chi had that opportunity for Chinese Taipei a few moments ago. They were nearly away on the break there. Beard, first time ball. Trying to force the issue here. Defended away. Wu Kai Ching. Bonta to Bolden. Guiyu turning inside. Anis. Goalkeeper comes out. Big collision. And even though there's a defender down, no whistle. Chinese Taipei, can they counter? No, they won't. Everyone back on their feet, including the failed Ling Chung Ying, who was the player that was wiped out by her own keeper there, Cheng Su Yu. Anis not able to fire a meaningful shot. Better build-up play, though, from the Philippines. Randall, Eggersvik. And now Jessica Cowart. A little burst of acceleration, but doesn't like a forward pass, so Randall and Eggersvik having to consolidate once again. Where's a gap? Not there. Intercepted, but Guiyu able to nick the ball off the toes. Bolden. Serrano. It sits up just beyond the edge of the area. And the Philippines midfield converges and wins it back. Reina Bonta. Didn't quite have the drive on the pass out to the right. Intercepted. And away come Chinese Taipei. They have been far from decisive clearing the ball out from defence, and yeah, I think that body language from the coach just sums up the level of indecision and apprehension that's being shown at times. Into the last 5 minutes of regulation in the first half. Can the Philippines capitalise on a half that's predominantly been theirs? Can Chinese Taipei hold out until the break? This is where concentration will start to really be tested. Guiyu bending back across, and that is good hands from Cheng Su-yu, who hasn't shown that kind of handling on every occasion in this first 45. Don't be fooled by the sun. It's actually only 21 degrees in Perth at the moment. So it's not like these two teams are going to be withering in the second half. It's really more the concentration that's going to be tested here. Bolden, well, an improvised little flick pass, but it didn't quite have the right shape on it to bring Anis into play. Mystery continues to surround the club future of Serena Bolden. Was with Western Sydney Wanderers last summer, but perhaps scoring in the World Cup has opened some new doors and some new opportunities that are yet to reveal themselves. Beard. Can Chinese Taipei swing the game and score at the end of the first half? A little misplaced pass here will give them that chance. Lin Sin Hui out to the right, bombing forward is White. And now Wu Kai-ching plays it back. Through comes Cowett to clear, and well, there is that element of nerves when the Philippines have to do a rare piece of defending here, because it has been so infrequent in this first half, but ultimately didn't end in a shot on target. See the push here for the foul committed by Zhou Li Ping. Attempted through ball here, just a little forcefully hit. And straight down to the keeper, Cheng Su-yu. See the differential in passes there, but don't forget how many of those have been the Philippines' defence passing them amongst each other. Almost 100 completed in differential. Tells you a bit about game style. No crosses from Chinese Taipei in this first half to the Philippines 10. Eggersvik. Bonta out to Beard. Last minute of regulation in the first half then. Serrano. Forced backwards. Eggersvik. It's very much the same questions at the end of the first half the Philippines have been trying to answer for the entirety of the first 45. The pass out of the middle third of the pitch into attack. Bolden, that is pinpoint. Oh, the flag's up. And this is a tight call for Guiyu. Offside already once in this half, putting the ball in the net. Doesn't seem to be protesting too earnestly here. Let's have a look. Well, I think where we praised the referee on the outer side, Choden Shering of Bhutan earlier, Yeah, that one, it's not the perfect angle. You've got to trust the referee's call. That was a tight one. That was super tight. So just one extra minute at the end of the first half, but that giveaway from Angie Beard is going to require some preventative defending here from Long. Chinese Taipei not done. This would be quite the smash and grab at the end of the first half if they can turn it into a chance, but ultimately Ting Chia Ying has to pull up after not getting the better of Eggersvik one-on-one. And right here, you just wonder if the attacker was going to get the better of Eggersvik, but ultimately knocked it too far out in front. So that should just about take us to half-time in what has been a compelling struggle of predominantly Philippines attack against Chinese Taipei defense, with the odd break in that pattern. Foul here. Well, no time for this free kick to be taken, because that's the whistle. And so we're still goalless, but not for a lack of trying. I feel like there are plenty more twists and turns to come in this one, given it is a must-win for both of these teams if they want to line up in Paris at the Olympics. That is a long way away from half-time in this one in Perth, though, because at the break at Perth Rectangular Stadium, it's Chinese Taipei 0, Philippines 0. So let's take a look at some of the highlights of the first half. Had this shout for a free kick, which the referee had a perfect view of, and that ultimately turned into Serena Bolden taking a tight angle shot on goal right here, which was dealt with by Cheng Su Yu. Not quite the power nor the placement to really trouble the goalkeeper with that attempt. This corner kick was not the greatest moment for the goalie, and Haley Long couldn't keep the shot down and on target in that pile of bodies. And at that point, it really looked like the Philippines were one phase of play away from scoring. They were right on top at the time. Anis tried her best from distance there. And then that was maybe a speculative attempt at best from Randall. Chinese Taipei attacks were infrequent, but the Philippines' defence went to sleep on this one. And you've got to say that was one of the better chances to score in the half for Ting Chi, who really should have hit the target with that attempt. And then this move was quite well worked, but the goalkeeper brave. And that is certainly one thing you can say about Cheng Su Yu. Not afraid to go in at the feet of the opponent. And so that's what the numbers say in the first half. Philippines absolutely dominating possession. You see there the defensive stats very much Chinese Taipei stacked up for them. Can the Philippines make the most of that possession, though, in the second half? So stay with us here. We'll be back with the second half soon. You're watching the AFC Women's Olympic Qualifying Tournament. That's the scene in Perth at half-time of this AFC Women's Olympic Qualifying Tournament group stage game, where it is the Philippines and Chinese Taipei currently deadlocked at 0-0. Philippines back out onto the pitch. Reina Bonta and today Anis there having a discussion about what it will take to break through, because with more than 60% of possession and most of the territory and most of the chances, the Philippines are very much the ones who feel as though they can go on and win this game. A game that will be absolutely vital to any hopes they have of being the best second place finisher in this group. Looks as though Chinese Taipei are getting a substitution, or are they getting a substitution ready? It seems not. It's just starters congregating amongst the bench to return. We'll wait and see if and when changes are on the way. Of course, these two met in qualifying for the Tokyo Olympics as well. It's hard to believe that Chinese Taipei won 5-0 on that occasion. How far the Philippines have come in such a short time. They are actually still yet to beat Chinese Taipei within 90 minutes, though. Maybe that historical upper hand will give the team in blue a bit of encouragement that after withstanding quite a bit of attacking in the first half, they can spring a surprise and maybe win against the odds, or against the run of play, I should say, in the second half. Serena Bolden will no doubt be all important to the Philippines' hopes of breaking through and scoring a goal.
When you're good, Sam. Well, Reina, you come back to you and go long. Reina.
Of course, it was at the Asian Games in China that Serena Bolden was among the goal scorers, finding the net against both Hong Kong and Myanmar. And she'll be hoping to add Chinese Taipei to the list of teams that she has found the back of the net against as the second half kicks off, with the game currently scoreless. No halftime substitutions for either team. Neither team got a player booked in that first half, so it's a clean bill of health and discipline. It's also clean sheets for both the goalkeepers. As you can see, the shadows have now started to take over a significant, almost half of the pitch. Still a little bit of Perth setting sun to deal with, though, and of course this game is a double-header with the Matildas against Iran, which is coming up from 7 p.m. local time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And it means that the crowd will continue to build throughout this second half, so maybe that'll also provide a bit of encouragement for both teams. Here's Angie Beard looking to push forward immediately. Guiyu had to lunge out for the ball, and that touch took it away from the Philippines attacker. Here's Eggersvik. And now Randall forced backwards, and Chinese Taipei might have a sniff of a half chance here because there's a long ranging run coming in down the right from Lin Xin-hui. Lin Xin-hui stops and props. The cut back inside, and it's the goal for Chinese Taipei! Su Yi-yun! Too much power for Olivia McDaniel in the Philippines goal. And after absorbing for the entire first half, Chinese Taipei lead early in the second. It was a good run from deep. A first-time shot with plenty of power. And Su Yi-yun breaking the hands of the goalkeeper and the back of the Philippine net. And that's what it meant on the bench. And doesn't that change the complexion of the game early in the second half? Is it a different team we're about to watch here for Chinese Taipei? Foul against Randall, and Ting Chi was the player knocked over. Here's another look at the foul by Randall, arriving late. So a free kick here for Chinese Taipei. Ting Chai Ying sends it sideways. Attempted through ball, headed away by Long. Anis, bit of a blind pass. Guiyu stuck in a shoulder-to-shoulder battle and loses out. Ting Chai Ying, and now cleared by Long again for the Philippines. Coward. We saw plenty of Jessica Coward on the ball in the first half. There's going to be a far higher degree of urgency now to the Philippines play. Long ball, though, a little bit too much juice on it. Serena Bolden might have been coming back from an offside position. Think back to a couple of the saves Cheng Su-yu made in the first half, how important those could prove to be. Now advancing forward, Ling Chung-ying. Oh, there was an open player out on the wing, but the ball never arrived. Serrano, all important there. Anis goes to ground. And now Anis. Sarah Eggersvik wheels onto the ball, just came in a little late though, good defending. Too much of the ball shown to the defender there, you'd have to say, by Anis, and Ling Chung-ying was able to capitalise, make a crunching tackle. And a push in the back here leads to a foul, going the Philippines' way. A little bit of afters too. It's the energy of Su Yu Swan who committed that free kick there. See a couple of subs waiting in the wings now for the Philippines, including Western United A-Leagues player Jacqueline Savicki. Question is, who's coming off? Not even 6 minutes into the second half. Savicki there, the number 4. And also Alicia Barker, the number 17. So numbers up for Reina Bonta. For Savicki, you'd think that'd be a straight swap in the centre of midfield. It's the right back, Dominic Randall, who comes off for Alicia Barker, who enters the game. So will the double change help the Philippines get back into the conversation here? Barker, who is still in college. I'm sorry, recently left college to join Pacific Northwest from Illinois. And Savicki, who was capped once by Canada before winding up her professional career, spending some time playing socially and then re-engaging, moving to Australia and Western United. Oh, a bit of push and shove here, and immediately Barker had to be very smart using the body there in order to prevent Ting Chi making a more meaningful run onto the ball. Yes, just to finish on Savicki, one cap for the Canada national team, but wasn't cap-tied, was able to switch allegiances much like Angie Beard, and has again become a very important part of this Philippines national team. Here's Serrano using that left foot very nicely. Anis had to crash back in. Serrano legged, and the referee points to the penalty spot. There was no disguising it. It was a clumsy challenge coming in from Zhou Li Ping, and the Philippines have a penalty to draw level. Serrano here, very left-footed player, and was just persisting, trying to find that left foot. And then the element of surprise, played the right-footed pass, was clattered late. And the referee had a perfect view. Let's have another look. Yeah, bang, look at that. The ankle crunched underneath the slide in. And if anything, it's a good sign that Serrano has got back up and is okay, because it's a foul and a spot kick here for Serena Bolden. She's getting loose, trying to equalise. Cheng Su-yu has been Chinese Taipei's hero so far today. Bolden's penalty, we're level. It's a very different game in this second half. A quick exchange of goals has tied this one up, and the Philippines are 1-1. Here's another look at how the penalty came about. Persistence from Anis and Serrano. The late challenge there from Zhou Li Ping, and then Serena Bolden. Well, regardless of what the keeper did, that's an unsavable penalty. Brilliant technique. Look at the placement there. I'm not sure there's a keeper in the world who could have got there. And so this game has really sparked to life. Both teams know the value of a win. Perhaps the only result that's bad for both of them is a draw. And if you're only just tuning in, the reason for that is 3 groups of 4 at this stage of Olympic qualifying. The 3 group winners and the best second place team go into 2-legged playoffs for those 2 Olympic spots. And so to be the best second place team, you'd think 6 points would be a prerequisite coming out of this group. It might even need to be 6 points and a healthy goal difference relative to what goes on in some of the other groups. I just don't think there's a plausible road to being the best second place team with 4 points, assuming that both these teams are beaten by Australia. Bolden goes to ground. Incidental contact on this occasion, and the player who gave away the penalty, Zhou Li Ping, was again on the scene. I mentioned in the first half, it's a mild 21 degrees in Perth this evening, so don't expect the tempo to drop. Savicki and Eggersvik. Only 10 minutes of the second half expired. You see some very energetic Australia fans starting to get a bit of noise going inside Perth Rectangular Stadium. Savicki quits the foul on this occasion. Well done by Long, but the pass was a letdown after the defensive work. Bolden able to pick the pocket of Ling Chung Ying. And now Serena Bolden drops the shoulder. Here's the cross. Guiyu outmarked and not able to rise above. The goalkeeper, though, is gone. Venturing out. Savicki bending it back in. Guiyu, danger not yet averted. Chinese Taipei, that's a crucial block. Well done by Lan Yu Che to get the ball clear. And now it's starting to become end-to-end. It's got a bit of last 10 minutes desperation. You wouldn't know it's only early stages of the second half. Long ball here and another good header. Savicki. Guiyu over the shoulder, very clever. Angie Beard tried to go through rather than around, and the referee perhaps recognised that it was Beard that initiated the contact, if anything. Long. Now Savicki, everything is going through the number 4 of the Philippines at the moment since she got subbed into the game. Didn't get to show her best for Western United last season, but a lot of that was battling just a persistent knee problem, and is expected to be a far more prominent part of the team this season alongside Australian international Chloe Lagazo for that team that finished runners-up on both the ladder and in the grand final last summer. Early ball here from Beard. Guiyu spins it back in. Angie Beard on the tight angle. Has yet to score an international goal for either Australia or the Philippines. But we know she's got an eye for goal, Angie Beard. No stranger to actually playing in the front three at times in her career, even though most A-League women's fans would have got to know her as more of a left wing back. It seems as though all that energy Chinese Taipei had after taking the lead has dissipated, and it's the Philippines well and truly back on top here. Offside on this occasion, though, and that is Teshirogi Naomi of Japan raising the flag. First time we've seen an offside down at that end of the ground. Serena Bolden up to 27 international goals in cap number 44. It's a phenomenal scoring record. Only 27 years of age, and as I mentioned in the first half, still a degree of mystery as to where club football will take her next. Anis, through ball, Guiyu, great chance for the Philippines to make it 2! They have turned it around from trailing early in the second half, and not even at the hour mark, the Philippines are in front. And after a goal disallowed for offside in the first half, the run was perfectly timed from Katrina Guiyu this time. An unerring finish. Anis with a great pass. And not much that the goalkeeper could do about it. Guiyu buries the shot. And it's almost like going behind has spurred the Philippines into action. That's what it meant on the bench. And that is a coaching team made in Melbourne there. Mark Torcaso, Andrew Durante, and Sinisa Koadzic. All three of them Australians, all three of them earning their coaching badges in Melbourne. And so what is to come? It's still 30 minutes of action to go. We saw the Philippines turn to the bench after going behind. Savicki's been crucial in just readjusting the balance of play in midfield. What do Chinese Taipei have in store? Do they have super subs of their own that can swing the pendulum back once more? Katrina Guiyu. It's her 12th international goal. Here's the bench for Chinese Taipei. There'll be some urgent players wanting to get onto the pitch. And yet, going right to the whiteboard is the gaffer, Chan Hu-ming, perhaps devising a new formation or new personnel to try and overturn a 2-1 deficit here. Serrano, very left-footed, and that is why she's trying to turn onto it here. Gets the cross into a dangerous area, and it's volleyed away. Barker, underhit pass. Chinese Taipei trying to repel, and late contact, no foul. Play continues, but they're going backwards. So Guiyu, who did score in September against Hong Kong at the Asian Games, continues a good little run for her. Has also scored goals in Australia in the past, against both Fiji in Blacktown and also Papua New Guinea at Wanderers Football Park. And the build-up to the 2023 World Cup, and off the back of the 2022 Asian Cup, Philippines did play a number of friendlies against Oceania opposition in Sydney. As we saw that stat in the first half, Chinese Taipei still yet to swing and across in this game. 13-zip the score. Savicki, Eggersvik, Annis keeps things moving. One very nice assist already for Annis in this game. Barker, Annis, and Serrano is there. And the Philippines do prevail with possession. Annis with the cross from deep. Ball runs on. Angie Beard sees an opportunity. A burst of speed. Cutting it back. Guiyu. Well, first touch wasn't a good one. And ultimately, the second touch goes out for a goal kick. So Chinese Taipei need to act, because now that the Philippines have found their scoring touch, you feel like a third might be on the way. Serena Bolden here, blocked, crucial block. And the captain, Ling Chung-ying, had to put the body on the line there to turn it behind for a corner. It's just a turnover in a bad position. Angie Beard sending the ball back with interest, and Serena Bolden not able to beat the nearest defender. Annis on corner taking duty. Just the second of the game. Serena Bolden will leap at the near post. Jessica Cowett, the defender's planted herself on that near post. And it's Cowett. Now Savicki through the traffic. Blocked away. Couple of half-hearted shouts for handball. The referee not taking an interest. And it's out for a throw. And so we've got a player down for Chinese Taipei. Ting Chia Ling. Let's have another look here. Savicki. Nah, that's right off the midriff. No thoughts of a handball there. Good reffing. And again, we saw in the first half when Ting Chi went down, having had the wind knocked out. Sorry, when Wu Kai Ching went down in the first half, having had the wind knocked out of it. Similar situation here for a Chinese Thai player, just any part of the body to keep it out of the back of the net. Zhou Li Ping tries to bring Su Yu Swan into the game. Long here against Su Yu Swan. Little grab of the shirt, indiscriminate. but spotted by the referee. So Chinese Taipei look like they're preparing a triple substitution. They've certainly taken their time pondering what switch is needed. They're going to make a big one soon. As the ball falls in the penalty area, a deflection takes it over the bar. Could have gone anywhere. Serena Bolden just looms so large in a contest like this. I mentioned a phenomenal goal-scoring record. Has added Chinese Taipei to the list now. Certainly there aren't many goals bigger than scoring in a World Cup, and that goal did come against New Zealand, but the recent goal against Japan also followed a goal against South Korea at the Asian Games. So Serena Bolden is starting to tick off some of the biggest names in the AFC on the list of teams she's scored against. I just wonder if she can get a chance against Australia. Of course, that game will be played in front of 60,000 fans. It's group stage game 2, so don't miss that. See, the possession has barely changed since half-time. It was 61-39 at the break. Ball to the edge of the box here. Long shot, Eggersbeck. Oh, crowd were riding it, but it never dipped. Sarah Eggersbeck has been an integral player for the Philippines, keeping the midfield ticking over in this game. He's got 5 international goals, the 26-year-old, born in Norway. Initially played for Norwegian youth teams up until under 23s before switching to the Philippines in 2022. He's actually played in England for Charlton Athletic, but predominantly has otherwise played in Norway. Can't help but think that there'd be a few wandering eyes taking a look at this Olympic qualifying tournament. I know for a fact that a couple of NPL coaches around the country are keeping a keen eye on the 3 teams that aren't the Matildas for any prospective players that might be interested in furthering their careers here. You never know, if we get a particular standout, there might be a vacancy or 2 for a visa player at an A-League women's team as well. I'm sure all of them would love to have a player like Serena Bolden. Speaking of A-League players, Jessica Cowett is waiting here for this throw-in to be taken by Barker. We've got a long throw specialist on the pitch now, Barker, up to Anis, who's wheeling herself towards the ball here. And after a tangle of arms, foul committed. And it's Ting Chia Ying who's able to win the free kick. So we tick down to 20 minutes to go, and the Chinese Taipei have been teasing this triple substitution for a little while, but they're still yet to action it. Here we go, 3 changes on the way. Lee Siu Sin is the number 10. Lai Li Chin, number 11. And you see the captain is coming off here, Lin Chung Ying, who's had a power of defending to do in this game. So I wonder if that's a management thing or entirely strategic. You see Chan Pi Han is coming on as well. That's the 3rd in the triple change. Captain's armband is handed to Lai Li Chin. So 20 minutes to go, new faces, new opportunities. Lai Li Chin actually scored against Paraguay as Chinese Taipei led 2-0 in that World Cup qualifying playoff game, ultimately conceding twice in the last 10 minutes to go all the way to penalties. Paraguay got the better of them. And then amazingly, Panama got the better of Paraguay. So ultimately, neither of them actually ended up in the World Cup itself. And offside this time against Serena Bolden. So will that triple change reinvigorate Chinese Taipei? They have been on the back foot ever since the equaliser. Now we're going to see another change here. And it's Quinley Quezada, the other connection to Perth Glory. This is her hometown, at least for summer. And so Quezada comes on here. And Meryl Serrano, who crucially won the penalty, is coming off. And Serrano very quiet in the first half, but has been one of the game changers in the second half, you'd have to say. Far more prominent on the ball, and ultimately a player integral in getting the Philippines this 2-1 lead. Let's see what Quezada can do. Didn't play round one for the Glory, but is being introduced to their squad. Could end up being a crucial player as their challenge for the top six goes on. Here's Savicki, great tackle. Bursting out of defence, but didn't have any passes on. Goes wide to Alicia Barker. Barker sails that out. Good evasive work from the camera operator there, just to make sure that he didn't catch that one flush. And that's the angle he's looking through now. Chinese Taipei won a free kick. It was strong defending from Jessica Cowett, and there was no whistle forthcoming. Only 23 years of age, Jessica Cowett, still very much entering her prime. Played 4 years of college at the Washington Huskies and has played in Turkey, Serbia and Sweden before landing in Australia, so very, very worldly, a young player. Here's the latest sub, Quezada. What can she do? Chinese Taipei unable to move the ball past Savicki. Now Eggersvik, Angie Beard off and running. Beard too hot to control for Bolden there, and now Chinese Taipei can repel. It's a very nicely threaded pass, and the subs go to work. Long went to ground, cut back, very similar build-up in play to the first goal of the game, but the finish from quite a bit further out for Su Yi Yun went over the bar. It was a good run by Lee Siu Chin to get in behind there, but the cutback asking a little bit too much of the on-rushing midfielder. Flick header on. Chan Pi Han. Chinese Taipei starting to commit some numbers forward here. Lee Siu Chin. And the pass a little difficult to control for Su Yi Yun. We'll get another chance here though. String of passes here for Chinese Taipei, but can they move it into a threatening area, into the last 15 minutes of regulation time? The chop step over gets blocked away, but Chinese Taipei remain on the attack. Ting Chia Ying from the wing. Deep cross and the touch coughs up possession. Savicki takes it away. Bolden's the most advanced Philippines attacker, though. Has to hold up the ball and wait for support. Barker. Anis. Egersvik. Things slow down as the Philippines retain possession. Ambitious pass from McDaniel, but it's able to find Savicki. Egersvik out to the left. Angie Beard. Guiu made an underlapping run. Beard slides it further afield. Quezada. Not enough energy on the pass back. Was hoping to link up with Guiu, but not to be. Chance now for Chinese Taipei to build up. Su Yu Swan into the middle. Physical defending by Beard. Chinese Taipei stays down here, so they're one short as they try to attack. There's Lin Sin Hui, who still very gingerly getting back up, but the attack is not done with yet. Ten players behind the ball at the moment for the Philippines. Crossfield pass is intercepted. Angie Beard knew when to go. And Serena Bolden a lone hand up top with it all to do. And this is Guiu with the outlet pass to the left. Well, if we get 10 minutes of that sort of setup, though, Chinese Taipei are going to really fancy their chances of drawing level, because that was everyone behind the ball for the Philippines clinging on in defence. And they might get a chance right here, Chinese Taipei. Savicki very carefully laying the tackle, and it's stripped off the feet of Su Yu Swan before she could fire a shot. Well, they will still be playing with belief here, Chinese Taipei. The fresh legs, the subs, they are making a difference to where the game is being played. A bit more territorial balance coming back into the contest. Do the Aussie brains trust on the bench for the Philippines have any more changes planned? Ball out into space, Guiu. Able to win the battle of wills and gets a free kick for entangling Wu Kai Ching on that occasion. Another look here at, again, some very determined one-on-one play, and ultimately able to get the foul for the leg across the body. So a mid-range free kick coming up with 10 minutes to go. So a long-range free kick for the Philippines to try and create some chaos in the penalty area. Looks as though Angie Beard will be taking the set piece. Bends it into the box, it's allowed to bounce. Here's the volley, and that was a great chance for Hallie Long. And just like the first half, it goes over the bar. It's had two glorious chances to score in this game, Long. And it's sat up. The volley did not sit down. "18 international goals as well for Long, so no stranger to finding the back of the net, but ultimately unsuccessful. Here you go, Chinese Taipei. An equaliser at the other end would make that miss particularly costly. Oh, so close. It was a great shot there from Lee Siu Chin. It didn't bend back quite enough. Good turn. It was actually facing up against Long and caught the outside of the post. Now, it would have been a spectacular goal. And Chinese Taipei miss out by literally the width of the post. Olivia McDaniel was not in the conversation to save it. And that is a reminder of the threat that Chinese Taipei continue to pose. Sitting back on this 2-1 lead might be foolhardy from the Philippines here. 8 minutes plus stoppage time. Still a long, long time to play. Guiyu. Now Anis. Ball slides on. Quezada. Bolden! Bolden! The Philippine superstar Serena Bolden has done it again. And whenever her country needs a big, big goal, it's Bolden who has the magic. And after Chinese Taipei hit the woodwork at one end, the Philippines go to the other. Guiyu's pass. Quezada couldn't make a touch, but it's set up beautifully for Bolden. It was really chaotic, ultimately coming off the heels of a Chinese Taipei defender. And it's a cruel, unlucky break for the team in blue because Bolden is a deadly finisher. And look at the scenes on the bench. Everyone's up and celebrating, and Serena Bolden said, "Come with me. It's not the first time I've put this team on my back. You can come and enjoy the celebration." "28 international goals on the occasion of her 44th cap. What a strike rate. What a player. Serena Bolden might just have made it safe for the Philippines after Chinese Taipei hit the post. And they have 2 more changes here, Chinese Taipei waiting in the wings, but it might be too little too late now with a 2-goal deficit to go and pursue. So here come the subs for Chinese Taipei. It's their goal scorer, Su Yi-yun, who's one of the players coming off. And you see Huang Xianghui is one of the players coming on. And also Lin Sin Hui is the other player making way. And on comes Li Yiwen. Savicki. Philippines breaking into space. Eggsvik, the player that can move the lines. And now Angie Beard. Guiyu. Savicki. Underhit pass on that occasion. Serena Bolden has 2 hat-tricks in her international career. Scored a treble against Malaysia in 2019 at the Southeast Asian Games. And also netted a hat-trick against Indonesia at the 2022 AFF Women's Championship. And she's on a hat-trick now, so she's been there twice before. Can she net her 3rd international hat-trick here? Subs coming up for the Philippines. They're going to respond with some fresh legs of their own. Coming off here is going to be Katrina Guiyu. Her goal put the Philippines into this 2-1 lead. She's since been extended to 3-1. She's coming off for Eva Matarang. And there won't be a hat-trick today for Serena Bolden. They're going to save her legs for Australia. And on comes Chandler McDaniel. So, Bolden leaves the game. I don't think there's any doubt over who player of the match is if the Philippines do indeed close this out from here. Doesn't that set the stage for 60,000 fans at Optus Stadium on Sunday for the Matildas against the Malditas? Of course, if you have switched this game on, you see the green and gold starting to fill the stands. Australia are coming up from 7 p.m. Perth time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you catch pre-game earlier than that, though. Australia heading for 11 consecutive sold-out crowds, which is just phenomenal for the women's game in this country. And a very eager Perth audience. Expected to have 100,000 fans over the course of these 3 games the Matildas will play. And they will be raging hot favourite to win in all 3 of them. Ball over the top. Chinese Taipei trying to grab back one of the 2 goals they trail by. Mid-turn here from Lee Yi Wen, straight off the bench. And Angie Beard's able to protect the ball so that Olivia McDaniel can collapse on top of it. Of course, Chinese Taipei will play Iran in their second group game. That'll be coming up after the Australia versus Philippines match.
Let it come, let it come.
Bit of a fascination around how this Iran team will play and how they will look, having made it this far in Olympic qualifying. Of course, these 2 teams, Chinese Taipei and the Philippines, neither have ever qualified for the Olympics. They've been to 1 World Cup each. Opposite ends of the time scale as well. Chinese Taipei went to the very first Women's World Cup in 1991. They actually won a game at that tournament. They beat Nigeria 2-0. Shows how far Nigerian football has come, that of course they beat Australia earlier this year. Savicki, Anis, and now Eggersvik. Quezada to Angie Beard. First time pass, oh, it's 4! Brilliant finish! Chandler McDaniel flicking it in, and the assist goes to Angie Beard. A bit of goal difference in the bank for the Philippines, and it's all smiles for the most recent sub, Chandler McDaniel. What a finish. Angie Beard has been bombing down that left side all game. She crossed it with power, and it really only needed a glancing blow, but how well placed that was from Chandler McDaniel. And after going behind, the Philippines have responded by raining goals down on Chinese Taipei. 4-1 up now. It's a 6th international goal for Chandler McDaniel. And after she grabbed a couple of goals in the first round of Olympic qualifying against Tajikistan, it's her 3rd of Olympic qualifying. Takes us into stoppage time, of which there will be 4 minutes. And a game that needed a goal at half-time has found 5 here in the second half. And the fans who made their way into Perth Rectangular Stadium early for this one have been rewarded by a very entertaining spectacle. And I'm sure the technical staff for the Matildas, headed up by Shana Naidu, will be very carefully studying the tape of this one, just to make sure that nothing is left to chance when the Matildas take on the Philippines on match day 2. Here's Anis. There's not another goal in the miz there. Philippines are just absolutely rolling downhill at the moment. Mark Torcaso, he'll be thrilled. He knows the big challenge is still ahead, but this puts the Philippines in a good position because the best second place team, I think goal difference would almost certainly be a factor, especially if we have a couple of teams end up on 6 points. looking at the other two groups, China, South Korea, Thailand, North Korea, you'd be hard-pressed to think the runner-up in that group is going to have 6 points. And then Japan, Vietnam, Uzbekistan, India. Vietnam maybe could be the team that might fancy their chances with wins against Uzbekistan and India of picking up 6 points from 6. Of course, all will be revealed over the course of the next few days as these games take place. But all you can do is put your best foot forward, and goal difference is going to be crucial in every game, you'd have to say. Whether it's the teams trying to finish top of their group or whether it's the teams that are trying to be the best second-place team. It's a very tight bottleneck with only 2 AFC teams going to the Olympics. McDaniel to Angie Beard. He's done everything but score a goal now, Beard. What a game she's had too. Wins a free kick here, and in the last minute of stoppage time, there'll be one last chance for the Philippines to potentially add a 5th. Here's another look at the free kick. Hard to believe that for Lee Siu Chin, that bending shot hit the post when the score was 2-1. And now it's very much game gone as far as either drawing or winning it. That big smile from Angie Beard. She's never afraid of a contest. And she waits here over this free kick. Is there one last sting in the tail from the Philippines? Anis didn't quite get the elevation to beat the near defenders, and now Chinese Taipei can go end to end. They've got plenty of subs with fresh legs in the game here. Can they make the right decision with the pass? Underneath it goes, and good defending from Barker. Protects the ball and sees it out for a goal kick before Lee Yi Wen could make a play on it. I feel like that pass was just held on to for a little bit too long before it went out to Wang Xianghui. So with stoppage time expired, it's the Philippines who put their best foot forward in Group A of Women's Olympic qualifiers. They went behind, they responded with a goal avalanche. Serena Bolden with 2 more for her international tally, Katrina Guiu and also Chandler McDaniel, and the Australian-born and raised Angie Beard was brilliant throughout. Serrano won the penalty that sent the Philippines to the spot and got them back in it. And it's sportsmanship and handshakes at full time, despite the efforts of Chen Su-yu. Her net was breached on 4 occasions. All smiles for the Philippines then. They start this group with a win. Chinese Taipei 1, Philippines 4. So let's take a look at the match highlights, and at the start of the second half it was Chinese Taipei who actually hit through first. The countback from Lin Xin Hui, and a good finish that broke the hands of the goalkeeper from Su Yi-yun to make it 1-0. That was just over a minute into the start of the second half. But